This is KGW News at noon.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Right now, the weather is knocking out power to thousands of people across the metro area. For more on the current conditions, let's go to meteorologist Joe Ranieri. Joe, the radar picking up some lightning.
Yeah, exactly, through parts of southwest Washington and throughout the northern part of the Oregon coast. That's going to be kind of the forecast throughout the afternoon, and some of those thunderstorms could move into the metro area as well. Right now, we are looking at some sunny skies along the Oregon coast over in Newport. It's sunny for the time being, but still, there's still a chance to see more spotty scattered showers and thunderstorms heading into the later part of the afternoon. Temperature of 46 degrees. The only thing you'll notice along the coast, it might be sunny right now, but you'll notice the winds. The winds will be picking up a good part of the day as well. So let's go to the radar right now. It's been pretty active all morning long. You can see some picking up a little bit of some snow showers throughout the coast range. The cold front that's moving on shore is going to drop the snow levels down a little bit late this afternoon and into the overnight hours down to 2,000 feet. So that means some locations along the foothills of the mountains and the coast range could see some light accumulation. Also picking up some lightning strikes just west of Clatskanie. You can see near Ridgefield. You're going to start to see some heavier downpours here in just the next 15 to 20 minutes. And already picking up some really good amount of thunderstorms here up and down the Oregon coastline. So it's going to be a very active afternoon here the next couple of hours and into the evening hours. So let's bring in the futurecast. I have it stopped here at 3 o'clock. This is basically what you're going to be running into this afternoon. A little mix of some clouds and sunshine, some clearing. You might think, hey, we're going to be done with all the threat of showers. That won't be the case because heavier showers will be rolling through late tonight and into tomorrow. Meanwhile, throughout the Oregon Cascades, you're going to be seeing nothing but snow showers here later on this afternoon in the evening hours. Lots of watches and warnings to talk about. Wind advisory throughout the metro area. That purple color is a winter storm warning. That's in effect until late tonight throughout the Oregon Cascades. I'm forecasting close to a foot of snow just today, another 8 to 10 possible overnight. I'll talk more about when things will kind of calm down and we could be seeing a nice spring afternoon. That's coming up in just a few minutes from now.
We'll see you then. Joe, thank you. Here in Portland today, the start of a murder trial that made national headlines. Prosecutors say a romance novelist shot and killed her husband back in 2018 while he was at work at the Oregon Culinary Institute. Nancy Brophy was a prolific author with books that some believe foreshadowed this crime. They had titles like The Wrong Lover and The Wrong Husband. And then there was the essay called How to Murder Your Husband. Bryant Clerkley listened in to the first few hours of the trial today. Bryant, what did you learn?
Well, opening statements in the trial started this morning, Brenda. The state and the defense laid out the facts of the case, and this morning prosecutors laid out their case first, including their theories about the motive for the murder. They talked about how Nancy Brophy never made a lot of money off her romance novels and how the couple spent a lot of money each month on life insurance premiums. Prosecutors said Nancy started researching and planning the murder as the couple's financial situation got worse. She bought a gun online, which was delivered in early January 2018. She continued to search online for information about guns, according to the state. The state argued that by June of 2018, Nancy had everything she needed to kill her husband, Daniel. This morning, prosecutors showed surveillance video of Nancy Brophy in the area of the Oregon Culinary Institute the morning of the murder.
You'll see heading here eastbound on Jefferson, minivan being driven by Nancy Brophy. She is then seen on numerous cameras around the area of the Oregon Culinary Institute.
The state went on to say Brophy was seen a short time after her husband's death by her neighbors, and her neighbors said she seemed frantic. A friend told her something happened at the culinary school, and Nancy called her husband twice. She then called Karen Brophy, her husband's mother. Her husband's mother asked her why she wasn't going down to the Culinary Institute. The state said Nancy said there's too much police activity down there. Prosecutors went on to say Brophy told detectives she bought a gun at the gun show weeks prior in response to recent school shootings. We're expecting to hear more from the defense as the day goes on. I'll have more on their arguments this afternoon with KGW News at 4. Brenda?
We'll be watching. Bryant, thank you. Well, not everyone who knows the Brophies believes that Nancy is the killer. Galen Etlin has a look back at how this case unfolded.
In June 2018, students at the former Oregon Culinary Institute found the popular instructor shot, and he soon died.
He made such an impact, obviously, on so many people.
Nancy was at Daniel's memorial that June as police looked for the killer. Then, months later, they arrested her in September. Grieving friends and students were divided.
I was completely shocked and disgusted, especially somebody that's been with him for as long as she had been with him could just do something so cold-hearted.
I can't imagine. I just don't think she's capable.
Police knew when Daniel entered the Culinary Institute. Nancy told them she was home at the time, but court documents say this surveillance showed her car driving through the area.
I don't know what could be more pivotal, Your Honor, than her being at the exact time and place that a murder is occurring when no one else is there, and then she lies about it.
Nancy surrendered a gun to police that matched the murder weapon, but police said at first it appeared to be unused. Later, they said eBay records showed she bought a new slide and barrel. Her defense pointed out police never found duplicate parts.
It's possible that it was involved in the murder, but it's also possible that it wasn't.
It's possible.
The more sensational part of this case comes from Nancy's past work, writing romance novels.
She authored a whole series, including The Wrong Hero, The Wrong Lover, and The Wrong Husband. The question is Crampton Brophy the right suspect in this real-life murder?
Her neighbor wasn't so sure.
But you never know. Could go one way, could go the other.
Nancy also penned a blog titled How to Murder Your Husband in 2011. Friends say writing that blog as a fiction writer does not prove she's the killer.
She's just not that type of person. She wasn't some conniving, don't care, don't give a darn type person. This is a woman who truly loved her husband.
Audio of Nancy speaking to investigators shows some of that emotion.
I don't care about who shot him. I just want him back. I don't want him dead.
But prosecutors maintain Nancy stood to gain $1.5 million in life insurance and other funds from her husband's death. From the neighbor who said it could go either way.
I'm not ready to convict her, and I don't think it's right to do that.
In Portland, I'm Galen Etlin for KGW News.
The trial is expected to last 4 weeks. We'll, of course, bring you updates on air and online at kgw.com. Well, police are investigating a deadly shooting in downtown Portland near Southwest 6th and College. This happened near Portland State University. Officers say they found a woman dead when they arrived on scene. She's not been publicly identified yet. Investigators ask anyone with information to contact Portland police. Well, a back and forth between the city and advocates for the homeless is playing out in the Pearl. This makeshift campsite is still standing today, even after Portland police told the advocates who put it up to take it down. The spot is quiet this noon, but it was busy over the weekend. As Christelle Kumwe tells us, what happens next is unclear.
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Wooden pellets on hand, dozens of volunteers showed up in the Pearl District Sunday morning ready to work.
I help support folks on the street in whatever way I can. All the people who are here do the same thing.
Mimi German spearheaded this effort to build 3 housing structures for the houseless at the intersection of Northwest Davis and Park.
At every turn, there's a sweep.
The move, she says, is in response to the city's sweeps of homeless camps. The plan is to erect these tents right here in the park to house people like this woman who didn't want to appear on camera but says her camp was recently cleared.
Like really early, like 7:45, it was 8 o'clock when I woke up to them taking my tent down with me in their sleep.
The group faced pushback Sunday. Portland Police and Portland Parks and Rec wanted to see a permit. Instead, they were handed a piece of legislation.
House Bill 4001 that allows nonprofits and religious organizations during an emergency housing crisis to provide shelter in the city.
But city workers were not familiar with the bill, and here's why. According to the Oregon Legislature website, HB 4001 was recommended to pass in 2020, but the session ended before it was finalized. People in the neighborhood had mixed feelings about the project.
18 years ago, we'd walked through this park
with our grandchildren.
At night, and we think, can you believe how cool this is?
Phil and Debbie Esther say the neighborhood deteriorated over the years with crime, drug usage, and mental health concerns with the homeless population. The couple is all for the group providing services and support at the park.
But not to live here.
Neighbor Dave Taylor agrees.
It's terrible down here. Just all the drugs and, people being homeless and needing help.
But welcomes the tents here to help the homeless.
That's awesome. It's great.
After the 3 main tents were up, volunteers pitched dozens of smaller ones around the park, ignoring calls from police to stop the work.
We'll just keep erecting these all around. Every time there's a sweep, we'll put more up because the city needs to stop doing sweeps.
Christelle Kumwe, KGW News.